What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop. This is a new series that we talked about a couple of videos ago. I think it's going to be called Magpie Talkback or the Swoopline, or if you have title ideas, leave them down below. But pretty much what it is, after the game on Instagram, I put up a link of a place that you can, or a website that you can call up to and leave a message about the game. And these are the messages that you've received. I'm just going to play them all with some video in the background that I've recorded. I'm not going to reply to them or anything because it's literally just like talkback radio. So here are your thoughts directly during the game and after the game.
Atrocious. Put McStay in the forward line.
I don't know how long's left in the last quarter, but I've just tuned over to the NRL because it's the only sport I can actually enjoy watching right at the moment. Obviously, we get it's round zero, but we're better than that.
Swoop, mate, I don't know how to feel right now. We've just been outclassed, outran, outhunted. This is ruining my weekend.
38 down, I'm flat. We cannot go 0-2. I'll tell you what, we cannot go 0-2.
This game was absolutely shit.
Too sure, but felt like our forward 50 was highly congested all the time compared to GWS. Maybe the Big M's feels like it's a bit too congested. I don't know. Let us know.
Not a good start, but we should bounce back. I'm telling you what, that third quarter was the worst quarter. I'm so sorry, but Collingwood needs to step up. They really need to step up.
Nick Dacos was a bit shit to watch. You know, he should be healthy considering it's pre-season. Pendles look a bit of a dazed, but I guess there's plenty of positive look out for, like Perryman. Membry looked all right the second half. Our midfield just looked very, very, very sluggish.
Yeah, I felt like the game plan was kick it to Sam Taylor and see what happens, and it's not going to work. The best defender in the comp, we just can't do that. We can't capitalise inside 50. 53 inside 50s for 6 goals. We're not going to win a game. 20 inside 50s in the quarter for 0 goals. We're not going to win games doing that.
Pies just look really bad. It's not even the fact that it's all behinds. It's also the fact that we're trying to score from weird places. Like, these kicks were never going to be goals to start off with. The fact that the weather's just crap for the players. All these type of things. Why does round zero just actually feel like a freaking practice match? I don't know.
Hi, Swoop, it's Nadia. Very disappointed in the game, but I think our two best on ground were Moore and Perryman. And I think we really need back DeGoey, Mitchell, and Dan Houston, especially DeGoey. I think in our midfield we need that run and jump, and in our forward line, I think we could have had a bit more input from our forwards. McStay was looking a little bit down, and with Nick injured, our midfield was just not the greatest.
Pretty ashamed to see what I saw today, even though it was supposed to be a good start to the year. Well, just a shit show.
I think our game today, not our best, but I think we still have heaps to improve on. Look, obviously, it would have been lovely to get the win for Crispy's 250th game. I think moving forward, A would be just our goal kicking. We let quite a lot of points through. But moving forward, hoping that this game, I guess, can be sort of seen as a lesson on how to improve our game moving into the 2025 season. I guess let's see if we go from there.
I'm sick of it. I've watched all the practice matches. I've been in trainings. I've watched the YouTube videos, and there's still no sign of any change in the club. I'm absolutely sick of it. What is it? 18 odd points. It's absolutely pathetic. Darcy Moore played well. Harry Perryman, great debut. I'm happy with him. I can't wait for Houston in the line. Nick Dacos did his thing. Unfortunately, the thing I think he should have been taken off though. But I'm absolutely sick of it. Our kicking is absurd. Our forwards can't do anything, and we're literally all we're doing is bombing in the 50. No passion in the club. Seriously, next game better be better.
Well, what can you really say, Swoop? I'm sure everyone's going to throw around the same words, pathetic and whatnot. I hope that it's not the standard for what we're going to see, and I don't think it is. I know the weather and probably our fitness played a role in what happened, but it's one game. We'll reassess. I don't think that this is the best we're going to see. In fact, I think it's the worst we're going to see. Gear up for Port next week. Go Pies.
Yeah, Swoop. That was a pretty fucking shit performance. I mean, we didn't really look like it at all. We got belted everywhere. We got outplayed. Inaccuracy really cost us. But that was one of the most pathetic performances I've ever watched, and I'm so fucking disappointed. And We're going to cop a lot of shit from this, no doubt about it. But it's time to get back to the drawing board.
No second efforts, absolute dismal display. The team came in underdone, and I blame the coaching staff. I blame the leadership. This is just an absolute poor display of football, and they need to hang their heads in shame. And if they try that crap against Port Adelaide next week, they're going to get flogged, and they're going to get flogged week after week after week. If that's the kind of effort they were putting in, like players would drop their heads because GWS would get the ball. It was just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There was no run. There was no chase. Quaynor was one of the worst. I'm shocked.
Hey, Swoopy, love your content. Really get a lot of good info out of you. Yeah, I was here for the game, mate. It's down to what Fly always says, are we fit to perform rather than fit to play? A lot of players didn't seem like they were fit to perform today. Let's hope we can turn it around next week, eh?
Oh, Swoop, tell you what, that was a hard watch. I'm a pretty optimistic Collingwood supporter, have been my whole life. But yeah, I struggled to keep the TV on today. Not even the pickle juice could save us, unfortunately. There's a bit of that going around. All the boys cramping up and whatnot. But yeah, it just looked flat as guts. Didn't really put the effort in that I wanted to see. I don't know. It feels like we're a ticking time bomb sometimes with our older list, but well, it's still keen. Glad footy's back. Love you, Swoop. Yeah, that's me.
Pez is proving all the haters wrong who said we paid overs for him. He is worth every dollar we spent. Like, amazing.
I think obviously Craig McRae has got to take some blame, but I think you yourself's got to take some blame. Some of those Instagram posts building up in the preseason were absolute fucking disgusting. You've hyped us up as a fan base. You've said all you said is all fucking summer is we'll be back, we're so back. We're not fucking back, cunt. All right, cunt, we're not fucking back. So you can fucking live in your little fantasy world, but we're not fucking back, cunt. So on that fucking flight home, you fucking reflect on what you've done to this fan group, cunt. Thanks, mate. Love your work.
G'day, Luke. A few key takeaways from the game. I think the boys out there looked pretty slow and sluggish. We just couldn't keep up with the Giants' ball movement up and down the field. I think we all know that all around our accuracy was poor. The goal kicking, passing to other teammates was just pretty shocking. But my real question is, can the older blokes get more fit, or are they nearing their ceiling? But a good few key takeaways from the game would definitely be seeing DC. I mean, obviously Briggs got injured pretty early, but he definitely did quite well, DC, in there. And I think Perryman had a very solid game for his first time in the black and white.
Obviously, a shit way to start the year. Hate playing the Giants up there. It's terrible. But yeah, it wasn't good. There was I thought there was some stuff to like in the first three quarters. You know, it wasn't really until the last quarter that it kind of really got away from us. Yeah, there was some stuff to like. It just, I don't know, they just looked off. Like, I don't know if they were sick or something, but they looked slow. They looked tired. They were cramping. Something wasn't right. So yeah, hopefully they can sort out whatever's going on there, and then a sort of statement win against Port would be good.
How are you, Swoop? Canadian Pies fan here. One thing that I noticed about this game, which felt a lot like very similar to last year's opening round against the Giants, was that there was no flow, and it all felt a little bit discordant. When we think about sports players, a lot of them play to a certain tempo, a certain rhythm, a certain flow, and all through our championship run and a little bit through last year at pieces, there was this really, really beautiful flow. Just felt like it wasn't there tonight.
Yeah, in short, it was a top effort by the Pies. I think the effort was there. I reckon if we've got Dacos, so Nick Dacos and DeGoey firing, and we make a few more goals up forward rather than that scoreline, a lot of behinds, I reckon it's a different story. So yeah, a lot of good things.
I got to say, I thought that was lackluster, piss poor, slow, pedestrian, all those sort of adjectives. And I just, it does look like our team's come into the season a little bit underprepared, which was confusing and a little bit
concerning. You got Nick, who's missed a little bit of preseason, no doubt. Is cramped up, as significantly as he was, barely 3 quarters in. And everyone else just looked behind like a step off, and GWS just they had all the answers, and it was an incredibly infuriating and sloppy watch. You wouldn't expect a team to come and hit round 0 or round 1, whatever you want to fucking call it, uh, in that sort of attitude, that lack of preparedness. It felt like, and we looked our age, and yeah, you just wonder, is that going to be what we're going to be like all year? No, very concerning if I'm a fly.
Felt like we didn't play with intent, so it just didn't feel like we played with courage. Didn't take the game on, didn't take it to them. Nothing. None of the boys really stood out.
Yeah, hey Swoop, I was just thinking based on the game yesterday. I thought the pressure was pretty bad compared to the Giants. Were very slow. It's not very great having two very old. It's good having the two old players on the ball, but not good coming back. Nick Dacos didn't track back, and he obviously got cramped, which is very poor, anyways. And it seemed like we had nothing. Like it seemed we had no space inside 50, but then there were two kicks out. Two kicks, and then they were out the back, and they had all the entire ground, and that was very disappointing.